Hey, welcome to the kitchen. It's Saturday morning in the kitchen. And you know what? We have lots of plans for this morning. And you know what? I just told Teresa that as soon as I hit that go live button, that the phone was going to ring. But you know what? You are in my kitchen and we're going to have a great time. So I'm so excited that you're here this morning and we got lots planned. So I'm going to bring us in just a tiny bit, and because I want you to be able to see everything. And this is Teresa Vaughn. You may have remembered Lou Lee was on lunchtime a few weeks ago, and she's their co-partners together with Earrings Off. So I am just so excited to have Teresa right here in our kitchen. So she's going to help me stay healthy, and we're going to be cooking up some healthy dishes today. So what I'm going to start with is probably not so healthy, but that's okay. I'll tell you about it. So let me get around here before we get started. Do you want a chair until? Okay. Now, Teresa's going to be here with me, and she's quick to tell you that this isn't her thing, but that's okay, because this is where you learn, right here in the kitchen. Yes. Now, I have a container here, and we're going to be putting together a bowl of bread. And I need to do this first because it needs to go into the oven. The oven's hot. Now, last week I showed you my starter, and it worked, guys. It worked. And you saw the bread. I showed you the bread at lunchtime. We had a beautiful bowl of bread. So I have the next one that's going to be going in. So we're getting that ready. So I'm going to get a pair of scissors is what I use on my bread, and I'm just going to do a little clip and clip, so when it expands it'll have a little beauty to it. And I've got the parchment paper here. I think I'm going to need another scraper so I can get all of this on this parchment paper. So we're going to get this baby onto the parchment. There he is, and it's going to go right there. I'll get all that off. You know, they don't have to be totally perfect because after all, this is homemade. All right, we got him on there. I'm going to keep this here because we still have to do some work over here in this container. Now, here's our bowl of bread ready to go. I'm just going to sit it here. I'm going to get the pot out of the oven. And once I do that, it's going to be screaming hot. So I'm going to sit it right here because I want you to be able to see. So let me get that out. So you have to start with a hot pan. Hot pan works better. It does. It works better. And it helps with the rise of the bread. All right. So our pan is here. And it really is very, very hot. I put the oven on 425. So I've got our pan here, and I'm going to be really careful because I do not want to hit it. And we're going to get our bowl of bread. We're going to drop him in. That's it. I'm going to put this top on. Actually, we don't have to have a top, but I like putting the top on it because it kind of gives it a closed environment. Okay. So I'm going to put this in the oven and set the timer, because if I don't do that, I'll get to talking with you all and I will forget. All right, so Teresa's got me going here. See if we can slide it in. All right, we're good to go. So that's there. I'm going to set this timer for, let's do 35 minutes. Okay, so that's going to go 35 minutes. All right, so with our, it's still a little warm, not too warm, but what we need to do, I kept a portion, this is a half cup of the starter that I've left in the bottom of this container, and I'm going to put in 3 cups of flour. Now, what kind of flour you use is up to you. This is a mixture, because I like the 50-50 of all-purpose and bread flour. and it just gives the bread a really good texture. So I've got that there, and we're going to put in a little bit of salt. Let me get a teaspoon, just a touch, because our starter has a little bit of salt. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little in. But you know, bread without any salt is just a little too fresh and doesn't have enough flavor. So let me get we're going to get our spurtle. This is spurtle.
Is that what it's called, or is that the name?
No, that's the name, and it comes from Germany.
Oh, okay.
And the spurtle has Teresa, if you will, put just a little water in there. Use it from the refrigerator.
Okay.
Because the other water, our regular tap water, you know, it's gonna have chlorine in it,
Yes.
possibly, and that may affect our bread. So we're gonna get this all stirred up. Yes, that should be enough. Now I'm gonna start putting some water. We may need a little bit more. We'll see. Stir the water in and stir it up. I hope you guys are doing great today. It is a bright and sunny day. We're celebrating the big guy's birthday today. So it's going to be a little busy here today. And that's okay. That's okay. It's a sunny Saturday. How are you all doing? I see some people are on. I'll be over there in just a minute and talk to you and see what's going on. Let's see, T, maybe just a little bit more. There we go. We're going to get this all together, and then we're going to put this one in the refrigerator, and it's going to stay in the refrigerator. Thank you, Teresa, for a couple of days. And what it does is that it has a chance to ferment. It gets happy inside the refrigerator, and that's a good thing. So I'm going to.
How do you know if it's working?
Well, you'll see little bubbles along the way, and you'll see it's kind of stringy at this point. It won't be in 2 days. Plus, all the moisture will have had a chance to go through it. And I'm looking, it's just a little dry. We better have, oh, okay, I got a little more. I don't want to have too much, but I do want to make sure it has enough moisture so that it's not dry. Nobody wants dry bread. Not really. So we're just getting this mixed up, and it's going to be good. You know, that starter that I made with rye flour, oh man, it works. It works. I can't say anything more. You know, I told you it was quite an adventure trying to get the starter going, and to have it done in 3 days with tons of bubbles. I was so excited. All right, spurtle back. And we're going to get that in there. I think he needs just a little bit more. Just a little more. And
the great thing about cooking at home is you really don't have to follow recipes. So I'm seeing you not measuring the water, but you know exactly.
I know the feel.
The feel and what it should take. And that's what you learn from doing your own cooking.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the fun of it. Getting your hands in here, because bread feels so good. And once it all comes together, it's kind of like tapping on a baby's bottom.
Well, and you mentioned about adding the salt for the flavor, but I actually say that a part of flavor is the love that you put into the preparation.
Well, that's true.
So it's something about eating your own cooked food.
That's true.
That also it adds to the flavor, if you will.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And you can see how
that looks good. I'm quite impressed to see this firsthand and in person.
It's changing. It will change, right? It's a living being, and it changes right before your eyes. So this is great. This works out great. So we're just gonna get all this. I'm gonna take it all off, and we're gonna put it to sleep in the refrigerator. So we're gonna say bye-bye to it until about Tuesday or so. And let's see, red time. There we go. All right. Well, Teresa, I had Teresa to come. I love it because Teresa is my health guru. Teresa can just find a spot in the refrigerator. I think it's on that first and second shelf. Might have to move something. Yeah, on the left side. So I am washing hands, getting all the gunk off because you know that's what happens. But that's a part of being in the kitchen. And I hope you guys are having a great time. Please be sure to introduce yourselves. If you see anybody new, say hello to them so that they will know that we're a family. My YouTube family is great. So I'm gonna get everything wiped off and you want to move this over. Oh well, it's kind of cool. All right. Got the bottle of you know, I use my Dawn dishwashing liquid, Teresa, and I keep this so that we have everything close at hand and ready to clean up. Now I'm going to put Teresa over here in front of you because she is going to be our chef today. Now she makes a dynamite salad. But I asked her to make a Greek salad today. We're doing authentic Greek because you know I'm on an olive oil quest. And while I recognize some of you may not be as into olive oil as I am, I say, you know, you do you. And so whatever your oil of choice is, that's what you go with. But I try to buy the best olive oil that I can because I know it really is good for the body. And there is living proof as to the benefits of olive oil and having a diet very high in fruits and vegetables. So we're going to be working through that. So I'm over here and I'm grabbing the tray here. You know how I do. And I'm going to turn to Teresa Lou. She's going to chop and dice, and let me get your chopper. I think I put the knife in the tray, and I have red onions that I've already put together. That close. So if you want to scoot all that way, you can. And we are. I didn't want to prep everything because that wouldn't be any fun. All right.
Okay.
Got those are onions. Now let me tell you, you're looking at the red onions here. The red onions are in a little bit of ice water so as to help pull off the bite. Because you know, red onions can be a little bitey and strong. So this helps to pull some of it off. So that's why they're in water.
Okay, so I like that.
Okay.
No, I like the bite. Yeah, because no. It's like you said. I was glad that you said like you do you, because when it comes to wellness and nutrition, it really is individual. Yeah. I feel this is my philosophy. Okay. So whatever works for you, you know, whatever tastes good to you, right? Yeah. And like you said in a previous episode, moderation is the key.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So for me, that's flavor.
Okay.
Having the bite is flavor, and I love it. I could actually slice it and eat it. And when I'm preparing salad, I actually do. Right? Yeah. So for me, that's good. But anyway, so
keep going.
I've never made an authentic Greek salad, so I'm gonna need your help.
It is just
I get an apron.
She gets an apron. Wow, you get messed up in here.
I love this.
There you go. And
would you tighten the top just?
Sure. So we're gonna get her ready for the kitchen.
Okay.
I know we lose out there. I know out there laughing, going, what? That's okay.
Yeah. So let me ask
fine?
you about.
Is
Yeah,
that better?
that's good.
Okay.
So with your cucumber, skin on or skin off?
I like skin on.
Okay.
Okay, that's up
Do
to
you
you.
seed or not seed?
I keep the seeds.
Oh, okay.
But if you like doing it, you're
No,
doing it. So you
no. I'm just this again.
preference.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's all good.
Okay.
This is all good. The skin, the seeds. I mean, there's no reason not to.
Mhm.
Except for, well, I don't want to go too deep into it, but there are lectins and seeds, right? So if you're trying to avoid that for some reason or a reason, then you would de-seed, of course.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So this is prepped in
Just however you want to cut it.
So tell me about the Greek salad. I'm not sure.
The Greek salad basically, I'll put this parsley out while I'm talking. The Greek salad is basically really kind of a refrigerator clean out for the families, but to get the vegetables out that need to go. And you'll have whatever vegetables they have. Of course, in Greece you always have tomatoes. Peppers, there's no particular dice. They don't even use like a true chopper, a dice or anything. Yeah, they just kind of slice and throw it in there.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. What style should I?
I don't know. Whatever you want to do. That's how it goes in. That's how it goes in. And then we'll throw in some olives and parsley. And I've rinsed the parsley so that we had that done. Now, while Teresa is working on the Greek salad, I'm going to work on some stuffed mushrooms.
This is so good.
So we have a full counter today. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. You're good. And I had trays everywhere because I wasn't quite sure how much space, what we needed, the whole to do. I just kind of threw the menu together. And we'll come back, but we're going to have some salmon. But I didn't bring the salmon out because that's going to cook so quick. So I have in this container some cream cheese. Now let me tell you the story about cream cheese. This was supposed to have been a half block of cream cheese. I went to 3 different name brand groceries. And guess what? Nobody had cream cheese other than, the little tubs that you get of the whipped cream cheese. So we're going to roll with it. We're going to do that. And this is going to come together so fast. I'm literally going to use a fork to bring this together because the cream cheese is already soft. So the only thing they had was the garden vegetable cream cheese, and I'm okay with that because I like it. And they had garlic and herbs. So I pulled those 2. And what I'm actually doing is just putting half a container of each in this bowl. So that's what I've got in the bowl now. And we need spinach. So I took some spinach and I'm just kind of taking a little bit of that moisture out before I put it into the mixture. And I'm plopping that in. This is going to be one of those no recipe recipes. I told you I like that book. I got that. Lauren gave it to me, my daughter-in-law, for Christmas. And
it's called No Recipe
Recipes by the New York Times. And I think I might have it listed down, guys, in the description box. And if not, I'll make sure I put it. But it really does give you lots of good ideas about things that you may have sitting in your refrigerator or on your pantry shelf that you bought it and then you've gotten past that point and you're going, now what did I buy that for? And so we are putting this together and it's going to be good. So I've got the spinach in. I'm going to add in some Parmesan. I know I had more Parmesan, but that's what we're going to do right there. And I'm going to put in a touch of pepper. Now, while I'm going over here to get the pepper, I get to see who's here. Hey, oh, good. Kim saying that she checked out Earrings Off, and she says she's really interested in Teresa's story. Well, after we finish, we're going to be doing some things, so you're going to get to hear about Teresa's story on Monday, which is going to be fun. Good morning, Brittany. Good to see you. Let's see who else is here while I'm over here. Hey, Deb, how are you? Got Louise and Ronnie. Oh, Louise, you got a heat wave of 20 degrees. Oh, no. Wait a minute. About 6. It's about 6 with the wind chill.
Oh,
she's out in North Dakota. And oh, my goodness. She said, but it's sunny. But she said it should get up to the mid 40s today. Woo, that's going to be great. Let's see. Deb said they had their first snow squall last night, ever snow squall. Ah. What an experience. She said, yeah, she said it dropped about 2 inches of snow. Deb, where are you? You're in Florida? Tell me where you are, because I can't remember. At this point where you are, and I don't have my notes. Ronnie said it's 57 where she is. Hey, Denise. Let's see. Got Sue and Karen, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Emma. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Good morning. All right. Well, we're going to keep going. I'm going to be working on this, on these mushrooms. So I've got the pepper, and I'm going to grab a spoon. I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of pepper. Teresa, how are you on pepper? Little.
It's good.
It's good?
Yeah,
okay.
Good. Don't make
right.
any modifications for me.
All right. All right. So, I have Teresa in the house, and I have to, where I might cheat and put in a little extra something here and there. I have to be good today because Teresa will go, Leona, that's not healthy. And so I have to make sure I do it right.
So let's talk about that a little bit, right?
Okay.
So the first thing is there are no good or bad foods.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Because we have that term moderation, right?
That's right.
So we just have to be careful to eat more of the unprocessed foods.
That's true.
Less of the processed foods.
Okay.
And then the ultra processed foods, we need to really stop and think before we eat that. And what do I mean by ultra processed?
Yeah.
Right? Like food that you can't even tell what it came from. You know what I mean? The example I often use is because I'm mostly plant-based. Bagel bits.
Yeah.
What is a bagel bit?
Yeah.
Right? Things like that, you don't know where it came from. So those are ultra processed foods. And if you're I'm mostly plant-based, so you can tell where these processed sausages and plant-based things came from because they came from plants, but honestly, they don't resemble any of the plants. That they came from. So those you have to eat with a little bit of caution.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So when you think about it in terms of that, there are no good or bad. Okay. And when you start telling yourself that I can't eat this or I can't eat that, that's when you want it most. Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah. I get in trouble.
Yeah.
Especially with cookies.
Have your cookies, right?
I just don't eat the whole package.
Don't eat the whole package. And guess what? Cook them yourself.
Yeah.
So if you get it and you make it yourself, then what's the harm in that?
Yeah. At least I know what's in there.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's the key. You know what's in it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, guys, I'm adding, while Teresa is working over there, I am adding our filling to our mushrooms. And like I said, this is cream cheese, and it has a little garlic. It's got a little onion, just a tiny bit. It has some it's an herb cream cheese, and we've got spinach and a little bit of parm. So I'm filling our little mushroom tops. Now, what I did too was that I took the stems out, but I'm not going to throw those away. They're going to go into a bag, into the freezer, and I'll use those later. Either I can throw them into a soup, throw them into a stir fry, but we throw away nothing in this kitchen. So everything is going to get used. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to make sure that I have enough filling for everybody here. And then I'll go back and start refilling to make sure, it looks pretty, because I do want it to look nice. And then we're going to put these in our oven. We have the oven already on because we got bread baking right now. But I think I can get both the mushrooms and the bread in, so they can all be in there together and finish up. The mushrooms are not going to take long. In fact, I think probably about 20 minutes. And so we're going to get those. So how are you doing, Teresa?
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, whole or sliced?
That's up to you. That's up to you. I kind of like the flavor of the tomato as it goes through the salad. But if I were using lettuce, I may, sometimes I'll leave them whole.
Yeah.
Just because of the reaction between the tomatoes and the lettuce. But
so I have eliminated all nightshade vegetables from my diet.
What?
So I don't eat any tomatoes.
Okay.
Or peppers.
Okay.
Go
So
for
we'll
it.
have to put some.
No.
Because you're gonna be-
I'm gonna make it.
Okay.
So that it looks like it should. I want people to see what it's supposed to look like.
Okay. All right.
That's just for.
But for when you're fixing it, you wouldn't have to add those at all.
That's for me, but like my family, they eat tomatoes and they eat peppers. So
Okay.
I still include them
And you
in
just kind of
salads.
pick out what you don't want.
Or I just, like you said, make a side for myself.
Tell me about that, having, your family, her family they eat healthy, but they aren't quite as strict about what they eat as Teresa is.
So we all eat the same thing.
Okay.
Except for the only thing that's strict for us at home is gluten, because that's not debatable.
Okay.
Because it actually makes my husband and my daughter sick.
Right.
So that's the only thing that's strict. They're meat eaters. Like when I say meat eaters, I also will eat meat, but I don't eat it as often.
Okay.
And I limit myself to chicken and fish.
Okay.
And but they have to have it every day.
Yeah.
They have to have it every day. And so no, we try not to get so restrictive, because then that's when things happen. And then I just literally don't have to have, I have not had meat at all this week.
Okay. Do you
I'm
miss
trying.
it? Do you do beans instead?
So you remember, Leona, I was vegan for 5 years.
Right. I know.
And the only reason it wasn't about saving the planet or any of that. I just grew up not liking it.
Huh.
Just grew up not liking it. Right.
Okay.
So I grew up in the country, and
you had vegetables.
We had vegetables and we had meat.
Okay.
So, and I came from the era where you didn't leave anything on your plate.
Right.
And you had to finish what you had to eat before leaving the table.
Okay.
So, so I have 3 brothers.
Okay.
They love meat.
Okay.
So they hated vegetables.
Oh.
So there was a bit of bartering that went on for me as a child. When my mom left the kitchen, I would say, "Hey, you eat this, I'll eat that." And that's how we got through it, right?
Yeah.
And so, but then growing up, all you hear is that you need protein, you gotta eat meat. And so I ate meat because I thought I had to.
Yeah.
But it was really soon after becoming an adult that I realized that you don't have to eat meat.
Right.
Growing up, I never heard of a vegetarian. I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
Growing up, and so, but as soon as I learned, I was like, okay,
I like that. Yeah.
And so it never. And in fact, handling.
I knew you didn't like that. We've been together for a long time.
Okay,
She don't
so
want to handle
you talked about this, right? Then one handle it.
Yes.
So this is good stuff. The Pam has been around for, but just like you created this nice image.
Mm-hmm.
Why not use a mister with your olive oil?
I had one.
That would be a better choice.
It kept, the oil would not come through easily. Sometimes it would work and sometimes it didn't.
So you didn't have the right one.
Okay.
I just use that name brand, Mister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what happens is from time to time you have to clean it. If it gets
Okay.
clogged with the oil.
Okay.
And all you have to do is put it in a bit of hot water
Okay.
and let it sit.
Oh.
And that gets all of it out.
Okay.
And then it goes right back to work.
Okay.
You have the one that you pump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still got this here somewhere.
Yeah. So take it out, let it sit in some hot water, let it degrease itself.
Okay.
And give that a try. And see how it does. And plus, you're using parchment, right?
Right.
You don't even need to add anything when cooking with parchment.
That's true.
You didn't add anything for your bread.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so you don't have to use it. Those are just ways that you can use to cut back on the calories, on the fat. You can cut back, you don't have to use those. And even further, you're using cast iron.
Yeah, I like
so with cast iron you don't even need parchment.
That's true. That's true.
So that's another. The only thing is when you use parchment, cleanup is so easy.
Right.
So
that's the only reason.
Yeah. So I use parchment for cleanup, for quick cleanup, especially when I'm rushing. But otherwise, you really don't even have to use the parchment.
It's a time.
So that's what was I? Oh,
talking about
meat. Yeah. So honestly, I've had an aversion to meat forever, and literally, I don't like touching it. I don't like the smell of raw meat, but I cook it. I cook it for my family, but I do draw the line with, I will cook chicken and fish, that's it. Okay. Like if they want any beef or we only have chicken, we don't do pork at all. Okay. And if they want any other type of meat, then that's when Robert, my husband, will cook it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, Robert is a health guru as well. Maybe he's not quite as serious, but I don't want to say serious. He's not as strict.
So don't say strict, because we're not strict. We had pizza for dinner last night.
What? Okay. So but wait, it's gluten free.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. No question. That's the only thing we don't waver on. Okay. It was a gluten-free crust. Okay. And it was a veggie pizza. And of course we had salad with that. Okay. So do you get your gluten-free crust from Wegmans? So that's where I get mine. You can get it at Wegmans. I have bought it at Wegmans, but you can get multiple ones in a packet. Costco. Oh, actually, let me. It's not. No. Hold on. Let me back up. This is live, so let me correct that. So at Costco, what they have is multiple. They have gluten-free cheese pizzas, and they have multiple crust styles. Okay. So they have a gluten-free flour crust, and they have a gluten-free cauliflower crust cheese pizza. Okay. We add the vegetables on it. Okay. We put the vegetables. We put the vegetables on it. Okay. Plus, I make my own, but that's night. I don't cook on Fridays. Yeah. I cook if I make my own crust, my own dough for pizza, and but I will do that on a Saturday or a Sunday because when I work, that's the last thing I want to come home to do. Well, why don't you do it in advance and put it in the freezer? I'm learning that from you. Okay. That's what I do. Yeah. Now, real quick, I'm going to jump in here. Here are our little mushrooms. They're ready to go in. I'm going to put them in. And our bread for the first, it has about, in fact, what I'm going to do before I put the mushrooms in, I'm going to check our bread, see what it looks like. I'll let you see what it looks like. And get the top off. And it smells delicious. Oh. Take him out. Woo. Hot. Oh yeah.
is here. There's it there. Now let me bring it over so you can see. And watch the stove, T. All right, you can see we got the bread going here. I'm gonna put it back in so it can brown. That's what it needs to do at this point. And since it doesn't have the top, it's gonna be able to sit over there. And I think the mushrooms will probably fit over on the side. But I'm hoping anyway that everybody will be happy with each other in this stuff. The other one. Okay, hush. All right, we're in, and let me cancel that and put it on 5. And see where it is. Okay, now we got Teresa's got all kinds of goodies there. Now,
is that enough?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I didn't think. I thought that might be too much. And then you're gonna squeeze lemon juice on top.
I'm thinking you might want. I pulled out white wine vinegar. I pulled out here. I pulled out first. We have olive oil, and if you'd rather use either
we put
lemon,
parsley inside, just sprinkle.
Yeah, and lemon, however you want to do it. And here's for the lemons, and just dress it whatever way you want. If you want onions in, sprinkle onions in as well. Now, so Teresa's still working on that. I'm going to take out the shrimp, because you know I held off on doing that because it needed to stay cold. And I think I debated on what exactly I was going to do with the shrimp. I mean, with the salmon. Which thing? A fork, right here, right there. And so I am going to. Hey, I'm going to get the salmon. I'm going to take a piece of salmon, and I think I'm going to cube it. So I'm going to turn our heat on so we could actually kind of have a salmon salad if we want, or we can eat salmon on the side. And now I'm going to put in some EBOO in the bottom. All right. And with this particular salmon, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put in, I know you've been off sugar. Teresa's been getting away from sugar in her diet. You might want to tell them a little bit about that.
So
your adventure with that.
So I every January I fast or detox in some way. So this January I don't do New Year's resolutions, but for the month of January I do stick to some type of cleansing detox of some sort. And this year it was processed sugar-free. Because I do eat the natural sugar. I eat a lot of fruit. And so what I've decided to do is to try to continue that as long as I possibly can.
Put a little bit in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just decided, I decided to continue. I have till today in 2022, I've not had any processed sugar. And again, you know, Leona keeps saying how strict I am, but I'm not. I love sweets. That's mine. And I love baking sweets. That's one thing that I do. And I've been doing a lot of experimenting with baking, vegan baking, but with sugar, not sugar-free.
Okay.
Prior to January. So I love sweets. I love sugar. And I like, one thing that I've had to give up is coffee, because I kind of don't like coffee. I like cream and sugar. Yeah, I like cream and sugar, and I put a little bit of coffee in that. So I've had to give that up. But I'm at heart a tea lover, which is what I'm drinking here this morning. So, you know, I've just gone back to not having that coffee with the cream and the sugar. So you just make adjustments so that you make it work, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what I've done. But just this week, I said, even in a blog that I wrote, that I'm going to attempt to introduce maple syrup back into my diet, because one thing about sugar is that when you eat it, you crave it, right?
True. That's true.
So
That's true.
my fear that I have with reintroducing even maple syrup is that I might crave it. And two, let me add, during the month of January, I added no sweetener, no artificial sweetener, no, I didn't do agave, I didn't do monk fruit, I didn't do any of that. And it was just, I was just fine, because one thing about me is that, like, if I set my mind to do something food related, I can do it.
Okay.
But when it comes to other things, like, I don't know what it is about me. I can literally give up something without much effort.
That's good. You're better than I am.
Yeah.
Because when I want it, I want it. And that's it.
Yeah.
All right, our oil is ready, and I have a bowl. I'm going to add in what I did. I put in a smidget. I got probably a couple of tablespoons of mustard. I added in probably about a teaspoon and a half of maple syrup, and I won't say I was being good, but I'm gonna have to taste it and see if it needs a touch more. And yeah, that's pretty good.
So one other, the way that I make that same sauce, but I use honey instead.
I would have. I'm out.
And I use honey for a couple of reasons. I mean, well, it adds a honey and Dijon just, I don't know.
They're good.
But it's good if I get the local honey, and it helps
Right.
with seasonal allergies. So that's
where do you get your local honey once the farmers markets are kind of closed?
Good Foods version.
Oh, at Good Foods. Okay. We have a specialty store that sells all the really good food. That's what I call them. Good food. That's what they are. But they are a specialty store in that if I'm not going to Good Foods, I try Trader Joe's. And I know some of you are familiar with Trader Joe's. Good Foods is more local, but it is a place when you need certain vitamins, you need certain flours, and whatever those situations may be, you can certainly go to Good Foods, and you'll nine times out of 10 find it. And I'm sure you probably have some stores like that close to you where you can pick up whatever, if you need rice flour. And I think they still, or at least they did pre-COVID, you could get certain flours by the pound, nuts, all those good things, you can get those. So that's something to think about. Okay, so I've coated the salmon. My oil is ready. I'm going to peek at the mushrooms because I don't want those to burn up. And Teresa's working on that salad.
Oh, it smells so good.
Wow.
And since I like onions a lot, I might tend to be a little heavy on those. So you have to tell me if this is enough for you.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, it's lunch. We're taking the big guy out for dinner. And so everybody's gonna have some. All right, guys. So I am going to start. I had considered putting this in the oven, but I thought, I gotta put it right here. And I think it'll be fine. I'll just have to be careful about splatters. But I think it'll be, I'm using that induction burner. I love it.
Yeah.
And it's just so quick and responsive. There we go. And salmon doesn't take long at all to prepare. I have EDOO in the bottom. I'm gonna let this get a little crusty. I'm gonna try not to try to only move it when it's ready to move. Right. All right. So, T, do you need something special for the dressing?
No, all I did was I put the lemon juice on it, and I put a little bit of white wine vinegar. I think this is ready.
Okay.
And I like mine partially mixed throughout, but I know some.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, okay. Good. I didn't know. I was saving that for last.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna give things that are ready to move a flip. I think you may want to scoot over just a little bit, and I don't want this to splatter on you. It is so much fun having you here in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Usually I'm all by myself, other than talking to my friends across the country. And it's nice having someone right here. This has been a really busy day. I can't believe how many people have been to the kitchen this morning. Last week, if you remember, the grandkids had just left. Well, today, one of my other granddaughters and her mom was here. And they were here to say happy birthday to Papa. But it's amazing how you just never know how a Saturday morning is going to go. And I'm going to, how about pepper? Good with pepper? A little bit. Okay.
I think this is ready, guys. What do you think?
That's pretty. This is our Mediterranean salad. No lettuce. No lettuce. We don't do lettuce. But tons and tons of nutrition. And when we talk about preparing a plate, over 3/4 of your plate should be vegetable fruits. And then if you have just about a 16th would be the protein. So we're good to go. And I fixed Mediterranean bean soup the other day. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah. And oh gosh, it was good. I don't know what it is. Olive oil just has that almost buttery flavor. And it really added a great taste to those beans. And it was good. It was really good. In fact, I wasn't so sure, sometimes I do things and I pop them on the big guy and he kind of looks at it and says, well, what have you done? And this time I just gave it to him and he didn't know it was anything else other than a regular bowl of beans. And he said, this is really good. What did you do different? So it worked. It was good. They were good. All right. So one up. Check the mushrooms. Oh yeah. Oh, this bread is so pretty. It's browning well. We've got about 3 more pieces that are going to go in, and we're stacking up trays over here. We'll handle that later, and get this salmon finished. So let me see what you guys are talking about there. Okay, Kim is saying that she's having trouble finding certain types of fish, fresh fish. That's true. That's true. I don't know. A couple of Saturdays ago, I think or it may have been on a Monday, I was sharing that I had gone to our local Kroger and they didn't have a drop of any type of seafood. No fish, no shrimp, no crabs, nothing. And because of that, I had to walk on past. So I ended up with chicken and whatever else I could find. But I think what had happened was I think they just needed a good cleaning and that they had stripped everything down, scrubbed and whatever they do to the fish section. And by the following week, they had fresh fish back in. So, that may have certainly been part of the problem. So we're dealing with it. And trying to catch it. But, sometimes you go into the grocery and, you sometimes get exactly what you want and sometimes you don't. So we're just,
have you heard of localharvest.org.
Yeah. Do you use them?
Oh,
okay.
So that might be an option for you, to find someone local who might be a fish farmer.
That's how I used to get my beef.
Right. So localharvest.org is a good place to go.
Okay.
And just if you use Yelp, that's another app that I use frequently. You can find, we have several fish markets in our area too. So you can always, because that's their business, they're gonna figure out a way to have fish.
Okay.
So
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
those are two resources.
Well,
that you
now,
can try.
tell me, I've been looking for a local farmer that is in our area that I can get fresh vegetables or whatever it is of the season. Now, I know you did, what do they call it, where they give you so many vegetables?
Let's see,
every
it's
day?
community,
Community.
what's the S? So we used to say CSA, but yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that. You're right, I did that. And so the only one, so it's hard in this area, in many areas, especially where it's 6 degrees today.
Right.
It's hard for them to, the local produce is hard, right? But they do exist.
What is mushroom? Oh, please.
Oh, yeah,
They're ready? Okay.
I'm just working a little brown.
No, they're good. Okay.
I got it.
You got it? Okay.
How's your bread? Does it look
like
like
a
brownie thing?
Oh
Okay.
my God, you got to, put something on top of the bread. I don't want it to over bread.
Oh, here. So while she's getting that, the localharvest.org will also be able to help with farmers that farm throughout the season wherever you live. So localharvest.org is a good resource for that.
Over, so it doesn't over brown.
It looks so good.
Not quite ready. No, maybe yeah. And we got the mushrooms out. Oh, no good, no good. Okay. Plate here. My gun here, so we throw him in. And once we do that, I'll move this out of the way, and that way he can bring the mushrooms over. Not with hand. We were about to have a moment and that you all wouldn't want to be a part of.
I've done that.
It's not gonna be good. Wash your hand.
Especially cooking with cast iron.
Okay.
Oh, it's not hot. Oh yeah, that's.
Oh, well. Oh, wow. Well, you all are gonna be here when we taste all of this. And I'm gonna get a tray for the fish. Get a place with that. You're okay. You're okay. And are taking our fish out because I don't want to overcook it. Hate dry salmon. And right, nice and moist. The induction cooker is just like your regular stove. There are hot spots and cool spots. And even though it's very responsive, which I love, but there's certain parts of the pan are going to get hotter than others. And that's okay. So, taking that out, because it doesn't have to be screaming. So we're going to finish up these last couple of pieces. And for those of you who are just coming in, I wanted you to I'm sure the ladies have already introduced Teresa to you because I saw that, but this is Teresa Vaughn from Earrings Off, who's here with us in the kitchen this morning. She fixed us a beautiful, beautiful Mediterranean salad. We got stuffed mushrooms, we got fresh bread in the oven, and we also started a bowl of bread in the refrigerator. We put that in this morning. So we are just going to finish up the salmon, and I'm looking at the time. 6 minutes. I don't know if we'll be quite ready in 6 minutes, but we'll be close, and we'll be able to get our get things going. But we'll be able to sit down and have a minute and chit chat. You know, guys, it's been so much fun having you right here in the kitchen with us. And because that's what we do at Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. Our focus is in the kitchen, and we're building strong families right here in the kitchen around the table, one meal at a time. So, you know, we want to, I invite you, we have opportunities to have your families, and I know many of you do, you know, have them in, have served something. You know, I can never remember going to my mom's house, even after, and I know your mom's probably the same way. When she knows, when your moms know you're coming, they're gonna have everything that you like to cook, like to eat. And so that's what we do. That's what moms do. You know, their favorite so-and-so, and you try to prepare those things for them because you know it makes them happy. And so today, you know, I knew Teresa was going to be with us, and I know she likes to eat, even though, you know, she's particular about what she eats, and she's very careful with, you know, her food choices, but she likes to eat, and so like the rest of us. So, wow, she doesn't look like she likes to eat, but she does. I look like I like to eat. Well, that's because we cook differently. That's the only reason. But I'm trying to lean more her way. Yeah, you know, Teresa, I went a couple of years. I came off the meat, and it was so hard. Oh man, it was hard trying to come off that meat. And we have to. You know, when you're making
when you say that it was hard, what do you mean by that?
It was because I'm such a meat eater.
Oh, because you're a meat eater.
I am a meat eater.
So if you are a meat eater,
mm-hmm.
then eat meat.
Well, I came to that realization, but it took me a while. Like
the advice you gave about quality olive oil, the meats have to be the same. And you already have it because you said 3/4 of the plate's vegetables.
Right.
So if you're having that portion size and you're careful about how the quality and how you prepare that meat, there's no reason why you should make yourself not eat it. So what we do know about meat versus vegetables is that vegetables have more health benefits than meat.
That's true.
So if you're only eating a little bit of it, and then I would challenge anyone who's a meat eater, because even in my house, there are many meatless days, I should say.
Yeah, we have those too.
But have those.
Okay.
And just start with Meatless Monday if you're not used to that idea, and then add a Meatless Tuesday, and just see what happens.
Work our way through it.
Yeah, and not have it be the centerpiece.
Right.
Because look at this, you have this, but this is the centerpiece. To me, like I can look at this table and I would say, I wouldn't even see that.
Okay.
I would just see this salad, oh my gosh. But that's me. But like I told you, I'm an anomaly. I just don't like it. Okay. Because if I did, I believe I would eat more of it. And I say that I eat chicken, even with chicken, there's certain pieces I can't eat. I can't eat dark meat. I just can't. I mean, it has exactly.
Everybody else is like that in our family.
So I can eat the white meat, and I don't get into the whole boneless thing. Like, so if I have a breast, you know, I prefer the bone in. Okay. And if I eat the.
What about skin on, skin off?
So the least process you find your goods, whatever they are, the better. So when you debone it, when you remove the skin, how are they doing it? Because you know, certainly there's not a human removing it, and that would be ideal, right?
Right.
So it's just more processing when it's done that way.
Okay.
So yeah, I prefer the skin on only because I don't like processed. I try to get everything to be the least processed.
Okay. Well, I usually remove my own. I buy it that way, but I also cook it with the skin because it adds more moisture, especially with breast, because you know sometimes breast can be a little dry. Let me see how we're doing it.
In fact, Leona, one of your favorites.
She got a community shared.
Oh yeah, so
community shared. Hey Dee, how are you? Oh, what? She said, where do you go? It's localharvest.org. Like I can't type because I've got it on my phone rather than my computer, but I'll put it down in the description box. Localharvest.org, and I think that's national.
Yes,
it is a national address.
You put in your zip code, and it will show the farmers in your area.
Okay.
And then you can put specific things that you're looking for. So if you're looking for local honey, put in the search local honey, and then put your zip code where you live, and then they'll show all the local farmers that are close by you.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Well, I was telling them that I've been searching for a farmer. You know, it's so easy to find farmers during the summer, but once the winter comes, you know, sometimes, and it's harder for them as well. See, I probably should have sprayed it. But yeah, I got it off. But that's okay. Let me see. He's hollow. Watch your leg.
Oh, and that's how you tell.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And we're good to go. All right. So I'm going to flip our bread over and get it down in here. Oh, that tray over there.
You need this tray?
Yeah. Is it warm enough? Can we sit it on there? Yeah. Sit that there. And I'm going to use this and bring it over. This is screaming hot. Okay, guys, bread in, but it is hot, and it's too hot to mess with. I forgot to spray my parchment paper, so I'm gonna have to work that off, but that's okay. So we've got our bowl of bread. It's ready. It's beautiful. Ready to go. Nice and pretty. And this is with that sourdough starter. And we have our mushrooms. We've got our salad. We've got our salmon. And Teresa, we are ready for lunch. What do you think? We're going to have to sit down and taste everything. So let's try to, I'm going to bring you a plate. We're going to get a little bit and take a taste.
I'm going to have to take a picture.
All right. Woo, everything looks so nice.
All homemade.
Ooh. All right, now I'm going to give you the tongs there. Sorry, guys, can't cut the bread yet, but that's okay.
And that's what I'm looking for.
I know, but we'll be able to do it before you leave. So I get to show you what it looks like later. I'll show you on the community page how we're coming along with the bread. But we've got our mushrooms. We've got salad. And all right. Pork.
I want to make sure I put enough.
Okay, guys, here we're going in.
For me, it's good. It might not be good for you.
Oh, I bet it's good.
Salad is so fresh. Parsley just makes everything taste good.
Now, since we're not cooking anything, I'm gonna bring you in closer. Got you in. And we are tasting. We've got our salads. We've got our salmon. And you know, this Mediterranean salad, of course, it's nice. Leave it in the bowl like this. Now, if I was serving this for dinner, I'd probably break up the salmon and sprinkle it on top in my bowl. And then the big guy could do his however he wanted. But knowing him, he's kind of a purist. So he would have his salad in one place and his salmon in another.
He likes to keep it separated like that.
Then what? Not want the meat on the salad.
I'm into bowls lately.
Me too.
So everything just kind of goes into a bowl, much like this one.
I love it. When I was a kid, I made a sandwich with everything. 2 pieces of bread and throw it all off.
That reminds me of my daughter putting potato chips on her sandwich.
Oh, I've got a hamburger recipe that I did last summer. It's called a Smokehouse Burger. And the chips, you use barbecue chips, they go on the burger. After you get it onto the bun.
So I'm going in for the mushroom. A little portobello's.
I like that. And that's great right here with the salmon.
That's really good.
What, Teresa?
That's really good.
I promised them most of the time that we would try to stay within an hour. And of course, Teresa and I are going to finish. We're not through. When everything's over with, we're going to still continue with our lunch, our brunch. But what I want to say is that I really appreciate you being here today. This has been so much fun. And hopefully we'll be able to talk her into coming back to the kitchen again. And next time, now this time she let me do the planning. But next time, she's going to have to do the planning and we'll do the cooking. We'll cook together. But this has certainly been a lot of fun.
Yes.
And I hope all of you have enjoyed being right here in the kitchen. Now I'm going to try to see what the conversation is. Let's see. Deb said she said, you're making her mouth water. She said, oh, it looks so good. It is good. Let's see, we got Centric. Here's Denise. She's in. What'd she say? Denise said, where are my glasses? I don't know what I did. Oh, I need glasses, guys. I need to have them on. It's terrible to be vain. Oh, she said, this is looking so delicious. And Teresa, she said she's trying to work on the sugar monster. She said she loves her sweets as well. And I know what you're saying. Oh, Louise, I'm so glad you had a good time. Centric, good morning. It's okay. It's okay that you were running late. She said her mouth is watering now. And let's see, Brittany. Oh, that's sweet. She said, thank you for having Teresa on. She said she's loving your story and also trying not to have sugar. She said it makes her feel terrible. It upsets her stomach. And she said she loves using honey and molasses. And she tries to cook from scratch. That's great. That's great. And you do it one dish at a time until you find those things that are working for you. Yes, there was a second resource. Let's see, she gave you the localharvest.org, and then the other one was the community.
Oh, CSAs.
The CSA, that's the Community Shared Association. But like I said, I put both of them in the description box, so you'll have those. And then that way we can try to get healthy together.
So on localharvest.org, you can search for CSAs.
Oh.
So your local CSAs also are part of that database.
Oh, well, that's good to know, because then you'll know who your local farmers are and how close they are. And if they're not real close, then certainly you might be able to work something out. Or
They
you and
deliver.
yeah. They
come to-
deliver.
They come to a local a place in the community, and then you go to them and you pick up your produce for that week.
Oh, you know what? We did that. We were going over to over off Alverser and picking up every Tuesday. And he came. Okay. He was through, I guess his sponsor was through the Catholic Church. And but that's where they met every Tuesday all day. He was there all day.
So what it does is it keeps them in business.
Yeah, that's what he said.
It's an easy way for them to sell their produce. And plus they know ahead of time, however many shares that they sell, that they know how much they can produce the next season.
Okay.
Because it gives them that buffer. And then they don't have to go borrow money to keep their farms going. All of that, because there is a financial commitment. So you might pay $500 for your summer share, or $500 for your winter share. But every week you get delivered a box of fresh vegetables and fruits.
Okay.
Right.
Well, with this particular fella, I guess because it was through the Catholic Church, we didn't have to pay a fee, but we purchased it in advance, so we just had to go and pick it up.
Well, yeah. So the way that the CSA proper works is that you buy a share, and then you get whatever they and typically they're good, but if they have a bad harvest, then there's a risk involved. But I didn't have any bad experience. Okay. Well, that sounds great.
Well, guys, it is a wonderful Saturday morning. And you know what? I am just looking forward to spending more and more Saturdays right here with you. And as much as I can, I'll bring in a little excitement like we have. You didn't have to just look at me today. You had Teresa, and she's sharing with you and certainly sharing her story. And so we are going to let you go for a Saturday morning, because I know you got things to do on a Saturday. And I so appreciate having you right here in the kitchen. So don't forget that Monday, 12:30, we're going to be right there ready to go. And we're going to talk about fun things around the lunch table. And I'm hoping that you will be a part of that. Also, if you are not a member of the family, you want to be. And so hit that subscribe button before you leave. And certainly, if you've enjoyed it, be sure to give me a thumbs up also. So have a blessed, amazing, wonderful, and for Louise, warm day. And I'll see you soon right here in the kitchen of Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Now, okay. My hands are wet. They must be on. There we go.